It's time to enter God mode, man, let's get it going. I wanna be the greatest, energy is overflowing. I know I'm stoking the fire, my desire's taking over. Not tired, I'm inspired, rewired. I know just what is required. My brain knows how to decipher the messages, looking brighter. Already paid up the piper, my game is getting much tighter. I feel my body on fire. Now it's game time. All the practice to prepare for this main time. I could do anything, that's my baseline. Go ahead and do you, I'ma make mine. You gon' read me in the headlines. Always go up, I don't know a decline. On the glow up, getting better with time. Yeah, I'm about to hit my prime. The air is filled up with suspense. We've got our dreams, we must defend. And we know what we represent. So we'll keep fighting till the end. And we'll keep fighting till we...
We'll keep fighting to the end. Hey, it's the Daily ROI Podcast. I'm Jared. This is Nick. How you doing, Nick?
Good. Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Very, very excited.
That song always gets me amped. I love it.
So,
man, I'm super excited to do this. I love doing this. It's a lot of fun. And I just think we've got an exciting guest on today. So she reached out to us because she found us on our live that we do during the week on TikTok. And it was very interesting to hear her take, Nick. Just a moment ago, she had explained to us that she liked our vibe and stuff. That was pretty cool, huh?
that was really nice. I mean, it makes me feel very humbled and we know that we're doing something right at the same time. So I'm excited, but more humbled than anything. So,
absolutely, yeah.
It's unbelievably kind.
They're watching us.
They're watching. We never know who's watching.
You never know who's watching.
No, you got to be careful out there.
Don't be naughty. Well, hey, listen, please don't be stingy. We need your help. Smash that share button. All right, let's get this out to the masses. We aim to inspire people, and we can't do that alone. All right, I know with this face you think I can, but I can't. I need your help. All right.
Me.
I know. All right. It's a borderline radio face. Okay. It's not what you think. I need your help. So smash that share button, comment. Let's make this interactive and strap in. Okay. We want to be safe. We want it to be a safe broadcast. Strap in. It's going to be a fun ride. All right. Strap in.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. And if you have questions on any of the social media platforms that we're streaming on, far away, we will ask those questions. And let's get it going.
Let's do this. All right. So let's bring her on. I'm going to do a very short intro. But we've got all the way from, is it Phuket?
Phuket.
Yeah, Thailand. Yeah. Holy cow. I want to talk to her about if she knows Jeff Deutsch, but we'll ask her in a moment. But here we go. I'm going to do a very short intro for our special guest. Here we go. Boom!
Just carry this low. I'm kicking back here with the smoke. Just carry this low. I tried to front like a G. Shit worked me. I had to think the front like.
Here we go. Our special guest. How are you?
I am so excited. You wouldn't believe what I was doing while the music was playing. I was busy.
Nice. You're vibing, huh? I love it.
I'm busy feeling it.
Nice. I like that. Well, hey, listen, we're going to play a little musical chairs. I'm going to put you where I'm at. And that way you are the special guest. All right. Hopefully it doesn't hurt. Well, that didn't hurt, did it?
No.
Oh, good.
Not at all.
All right, good.
You got my good side.
Yeah, it is your good side. I don't know that there would be a bad side. So tell us, where are you from originally?
All right. So I hail from sunny South Africa,
Okay.
all the way in Johannesburg, South Africa. And yeah, I tracked my way. I
Did you
tracked my way.
hobnob with him about that?
I did.
Okay.
And this is why he said, I have a good feeling about this. Yeah, because there's a country that we sort of have a connection with.
Yeah,
Yeah,
kinship.
right.
Connection. Yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. And why the move to Thailand? That's so interesting.
So it has been a completely remarkable journey with digital marketing, right? So, when you just get started and all you want to do is just pay your bills,
Hmm.
but then something else happens, and then you have this amazing opportunity and this amazing platform to touch people's lives. And I'm a big advocate for women. It doesn't really matter, where you're from.
Right.
And the greatest joy is the fact that I have a son, and my son's dream is to become a footballer. So, as a mom in my 30s with a teenager wanting to be an athlete, I had to become a different person.
Okay. Okay.
And one of the main reasons why Thailand, I needed to take my business international. I
Hmm.
needed to see what works and what doesn't. So when somebody does come to me and say, Natasha, I'm from Ghana, living in Accra, can this work for me? I need to be very honest and say to the person, you know what, this is the challenges that you'll face and if it will work or not. And I love putting feet on the ground, or literally bags in the air and on the ground. So yeah, love living in Thailand. Completely life-changing in Asia.
Oh, that's so cool. I've met somebody from the digital growth community who also lives in Thailand. I don't know if, I mean, it would be wild if he lives in the same city as you, but I can't remember what city, but he lives in Thailand. His name is Jeff Deutsch, and his last name is peculiar because I speak German, and German in German is Deutsch, and that's his last name, Jeff Deutsch. But he lives in Thailand, and he's an American though, and he lives there, and he says that the American dollar goes a long way, and he says that he just fell in love with it.
He is not kidding. I'm
Oh my
telling you,
gosh, really?
if I have to share with you, let's say like the life here, it's like waking up every day, having your cup of coffee, you walk a couple of steps, you're at the beach, having massages every day, taking a boat,
Wow,
going fishing. Literally,
wow,
it's a digital marketing paradise,
wow.
remote living paradise. You've
Hmm.
got 7-Eleven, you've got Starbucks.
All right,
Wow.
that sounds typical, right?
Yeah.
But then you've got the, what are they called? Soys? Like little tiny narrow streets, soys, right? And you can buy a bunch of vegetables and foods, or
I am not kidding you. With probably $10, I can get food for 2 days.
oh my gosh, wow.
I remember.
And that's like fresh mangoes, fresh vegetables,
Not junk food.
and and a good piece of steak
And a
or
good piece of
fish.
steak. Oh, I'm down. I'm loving it.
For how much again?
For $10.
Wow.
I think I'm scrapping Portugal.
Yeah. Put
That's
Thailand on your
actually
list.
that's actually on my son and I's list, because
Is it?
after we did America for about 6 months, now we want to do Europe.
Well, if he wants to do football, as we call it,
Right,
Yeah.
right. As the world calls it,
Yeah.
instead of these
I mean,
Americans that call it
Europe's the
soccer.
place to be. Europe is definitely the place to be. And is he playing for any clubs at the moment, or what's he doing?
Yeah, so he's actually I can't share too much at this stage because
Sure.
the club wants us to keep it hush hush.
Sure.
But he's heading off. Yeah, he's heading off in what month are we? June, July, September. We're heading off to Spain.
Nice. Say no
So
more.
he kicks, yeah. So he
Yep.
kicks off his journey.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
that'll be one to watch, because, you know, it's interesting because a lot of people do start in Spain. A very good friend of mine who was a professional football player, played for Leicester City. And his son was doing the same road. And he was off in Spain as well, doing the similar sort of program and everything.
That's so cool.
It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. A proud dad sees son follow him, and he made buco bucks. Oh my God. It's
Really?
Oh yeah. I mean, I felt bored, so I went and bought a Lamborghini, Nick, you know. And I was like, well, what happened when it was service? Oh, I just bought another one. I went, you're pulling my leg. He said, no, I'm serious as I'm standing here. He said, trouble is I spent too much of my youth, so I needed a financial advisor early. And yeah. But
we having the exact same conversations, but we having it around sneakers. So it's
The wrong sneakers?
So do I have for Monday to Sunday, or do I have for the 1st of the month till the 31st of the month? And is it going to be like 10 pairs of this, 10 pairs of that? And I'm like, hold on. You're going to be traveling to a couple of different countries. How are you going to pack all of this?
Right.
It's wild what the kids are getting up to these days.
Oh, for sure. So tell us about what drew you into the DGC, digital marketing, and your plans for the future, and how you ended up wanting to travel. Because a lot of people, you're right, this is the perfect business for traveling. It's a perfect business, you know. This is wonderful to hear that someone's actually doing it as well. The digital nomad, if I can put you in that bracket.
Yeah,
100%.
That's my friend Jeff Deutsch.
Yeah, so it's like,
yes.
What steered you in that direction in the first place, and how you got to where you are now? So tell us the story.
Right. So it's 9 years now, right? Like 9 years ago, I left the country, South Africa, for the very first time. Remember, we discussed Tanzania. And I realized as a female, I have a certain authority. I have this innate power within me just to be a pioneer, right? Whatever I start, I just finished. Just to give you an example, my entrepreneur skills, very early days, I used to bake donuts and sell them, you know, from home.
Yeah.
And then that transferred into taking cosmetic jewelry from South Africa, a South African brand, exporting it from South Africa, importing it into Tanzania as a side hustle.
Cool.
An affiliate program.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I realized the power of an international cross-border. And cross-border means that it doesn't mean you go to the border, the boom lifts you, take your car over. So I didn't even realize it, but something was brewing at the time. So now we go ahead 8 years later. I moved my son out of the country for the sporting career, right? And this time I'm already consulting as an entrepreneur, because I have a very phenomenal skill, which is pioneering things from scratch into a $500 $1 million brand deal, right?
Okay. Wow.
And I've been consulting for people. So for example, you guys now in your companies, I would be doing that, right? And be getting a commission. And this is where it tripped me up. It was never 100%. It was always just a piece of the pie and never the whole pie, right?
Right.
So, and then I used that time as leverage, right, to travel the globe. Now we're talking about 24, 26 countries to date, 6, 7 continents. Now, when I found digital marketing, I was living in Dubai for about 2 months. And I looked at my son, I turned to my son and I said, listen, I haven't been on social media. I don't know anything. Will you help me? He's like, are you going to dance on TikTok? I'm like, no. I can't even dance in real life. How am I still going to dance? How am I still going to dance on social media?
Right.
And he said to me, well, Mom, anything that you're going to do, I'll support you, right? And that was it. That was the deal for me. He looked at me. He looked at me and he said, I'm tired of Africa. Let's go international. And I said to him, that's all I needed to know. And I said to him, it's going to be tough. We're going to have to stick together because all we have is each other. And he said, no problem. We've done it. He's only 15.
Wow.
And
how mature of him.
yes. And what I aim to do with him, or have been doing with him over the last years, is also mentor him and teach him the cross-border thing, but also don't give up. Right? Because he was born in a very comfortable place, which is South Africa, British colonized. Now he moves to Africa and things became so difficult for him, but he never gave up. And we discovered literally this business together after me not being on social media for about 7 years, scrolling aimlessly through Facebook one night. And here this lady pops up 2 hours a day, 100% profit, literally. And that was the beginning for the two of us to quit the journey that we were on in Africa and to say, you know what, now we're going solo, just the two of us, and we're going to focus on our dreams. He's got his goal, I've got my goal, and together we're living each other's purpose, supporting one another.
So was it Michelle or Celine that you saw? I have to ask.
Yeah.
Not even. Maria Lupita.
Okay.
Right. So one thing I've realized, there are a lot of successful multi-level, millionaires already that are not in the, and especially with the two platforms that are now separate. This business will make room for you as long as you step up to your plate and you fill your space.
True. I agree.
Very true. Go ahead. Sorry.
Right. So what we then decided to do was, I took a risk and I took him out of school. I went and I started everything, and by the grace of God, this is why I say that if there's a higher purpose or a higher calling, everybody's got that in their life. It's just a matter of recognizing it and then stepping into the purpose.
I agree.
I think that's a little nugget there.
It is. That is a value bomb.
That's a value bomb.
Yeah.
Little nugget.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's a lot of wisdom in what you just said. There's inspiration that we get every single day. You may say something like you just said now that inspires me. Right. And he may say something, Nick may say something, or we may just get inspiration from, the Almighty, but inspiration comes every day. It just really depends upon how we act or decide to react when we receive it. Absolutely. I love that.
I was just about to say, receive it. If we're ready to receive it or ready to listen to receive it, how many times do we not? And I include myself in that, I'll be transparent. But I have to say, I found it really funny that you mentioned Accra, because I used to live in Accra.
Oh, really?
I'll tell you where I lived. I lived in Dar es Salaam. I was born in Nairobi in Kenya. I lived in Cape Town. I lived in Monrovia in Liberia and Accra. And where else did I live? I can't remember. But
wow, that's quite a coincidence.
So literally those three places. So I was born in South Africa, grew up in Cape Town, moved to Dar es Salaam, and then lived in Accra for 3 years.
That is crazy. What a connection.
I tell you. Yeah, but I think I'm old enough to be Natasha's dad, so it'll be different times.
Yeah.
My facial screen, it makes me look younger.
It does, yeah.
But my body different.
I feel like he was in Accra before Accra was in Accra.
Yeah.
Well said. Well said.
There's a capital city here. What should we call it? Accra. So
and they built the airport on all the gold.
Yep. I remember. Now you won't know this, but one of the times when I was a kid, when I was very young, I started off my schooling in Nairobi, and then it changed, and I had to fly to England to get educated. And I was on the old DC-3, which is a Dakota, which is what they used to use for the troops to parachute out of in the Second World War, right? So I fly from London to Nairobi, and this is actually en route to Dar es Salaam. And we're in this jet, and this jet, compared to what you have now as airlines, I mean, it is a different thing altogether. I mean, look it up, a VC-10. That's what it's called, a VC-10.
Those are big. That's a big aircraft.
Yeah, but the opposite. And then I got onto a Dakota, and we're flying just above the friggin' animals, and we're like, what's going on? Then I got stuck. How old was I? I got to be like 8 or 9. I got stuck in Khartoum, and I thought I was going to get, stuck in the desert there. It was just like, oh my God, the things I think of where the parents would never let their child do half the things I was sent on doing. It's like very different age. Like, get out there, son, survive. So I think there's enough motivation. But Jared was telling me that obviously, apart from the digital side, getting back on track, you want to become a motivational speaker. And what's objectives? What drew you to that? And tell us about that and what you want to focus on in that area.
Okay, so a big part of my brand that I've started, especially growing up in a minority as a colored woman, right, where we had either two options. Where I grew up is either go to school, get an education, get married, and live the South African dream, or fall into drugs or whatever else. It was only those two options. And I took the most difficult scenic route out. And what I've experienced is the difficult scenic route, but what I have the platform to do now is to compress that difficult scenic route for females, and not just in South Africa, but everywhere in the world. Because I feel like with an international platform like this, you can touch somebody in Venezuela, you can touch somebody in Papua New Guinea. Just to mention a couple of the countries and people that I've been able to touch thus far as Jamaica, Papua New Guinea, and my home country, which is South Africa. And I've been getting things like, Natasha, when I see you and I hear you say that, you know what, I'm just a colored girl, and I just decided to do this 3-step thing that turned into a life-changing opportunity. And I break it down so simple, whether it's the brand, whether it's you just wanting to make a extra income. And that's where my passion lies, is taking that entire scenic route that I've taken that was so difficult, compress it for people and show them the easy way to get out of whatever it may be. And 80-90% of the time, it's always just finances that keep women in a place where they don't want to be.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's freaking awesome. I have to say, that is freaking awesome. I think I'm going to walk away with some phrases from this interview for sure. I remember with Orphea, it was, she's from Jamaica, and she came on and she was chatting. She said, money's not attracted to unhappiness. And some of the things you're talking about, I'm going to come away with something, I know.
Yeah.
And that's powerful because, if you go through something tough and you come out the other end and you're still smiling,
You're a survivor.
You're a survivor. And just passing that on. And, how do I say this? You know what? I'm just going to say it. Unfortunately, there are women that are suffering wrongly in relationships through abuse, through this, through that. And I hate hearing it, but I know it goes on, and it'd be blind and the guess of me not to, say that it's not there. So
Amen.
I think for what you're doing is phenomenal. And if it can help young ladies, I'm not going to say women, because I think that young ladies to get out of that situation and prosper and do something with their lives, and save the kids, that's 1,000,000%. That really is 1,000,000%. I mean, it's just, we should be doing more.
And for me as a female with a teenage boy that comes to me and says, Mom, I want to be a footballer.
Right.
I want to be in the place where I've got the knowledge and I've got the oomph to be able to say that, you know what, let's go for your dream.
Right.
I don't want to say to him that, oh, you can't reach your dream because I don't know how to reach mine. He's been living in my dream for about 7 or 8 years, right? And now I get to live in his. And this is the beauty of the digital marketing space that I love. We get to live anywhere in the world while he's on his journey, and I get to support him. So when it gets tough, which we know it will, where it's going to be rejection, which we know there'll be, but I'll be right there with him. And then I'll remind him, this is what you did for me. And when I couldn't set up the system, you were like, let me do something for you,
Right.
Because my son knows one of my learning challenges. I am dyslexic and he's got a photographic memory. So he's like, Mommy, let me do this. And then you do this, right? And then the stuff that he can't do that I can do. And the one main thing I want to get across to men and women from all over the world is that you can have it all. You can have your dream life. You can do it with your kids. You can do it for your kids and not compromise your health, your standards. That's it.
We have more in common than you think, Natasha.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
We have more in common. Well, exactly. I've got a couple of things I want to say. My eldest daughter is dyslexic, so I truly understand. And I said to her, and I'm going to go and tell you a story. I said to her, fact of reality is that you can go through school, and she had the great education in England. I said, but when you go into the real world, it doesn't give you a damn. It doesn't give a damn. You've got to accept that. And she became a model.
Wow.
She became a model, and she actually was with the top 5 agencies. She went through a number of, I can't remember the names of them. One was Next. One was, if you're in the fashion industry, these companies. They adored her. She said she had a career till she could retire. And then, she went on and on. So, but I used to panic because she started to go to Europe a lot for modeling assignments and things like that. And I'm thinking that there's dyslexia and everything. But she created so many coping skills. It was amazing. And she went to Australia. And I tell you, a funny side to that as well. When she said, oh, Dad, I'm flying to Australia. Guess what I watched? As a dad of a daughter, the worst movie to ever see when your kids fly.
It's Taken.
Taken. And I didn't realize it. And I tell you, when she landed in Sydney, there were 50 texts from me. You freaking call me?
Oh my gosh. Really?
Yeah, I was freaking out because, even though the model agency had someone meet her and they had a house for her and it was like an elderly lady look after her, I thought this is the worst freaking movie to watch. but yes,
that is crazy.
So when you said dyslexia, I went, yep, I know that. But I wanted to ask you, when you're going through your tough times and you describe it as the journey, the colorful way, I think you said, what were the things that kept your spirits up? What were the things that you could say, you know what, I know it's tough now, but there's light at the end of the tunnel. What kept you going? What were the things? Was it just things that happened to you or people you met? What was it? Was it pure mental game?
3 things. I belong to a mastermind. And I took somebody that has all my challenges, all my weaknesses. And this is a couple of people. Richard Branson, dyslexia. Dean Graciosi. dyslexia. So I took a couple of masterminds, gone past whatever, put them together at a table. I learned the art of meditation to harness my power. So there came a time where I could not pay rent. I did not have any food to eat as an entrepreneur or as a person consulting, doing, a thing.
Right.
But then I remember looking myself in the mirror, and this was the first out-of-body experience, like meditation. Sorry to go a bit so deep.
No, I love it.
You asked the question. So I looked in the mirror and I looked down, I started crying, and then I looked up. My other self was talking to me, and she said to me, "This too shall pass." And ever since that day, it has never gotten any easier. I've just gotten stronger. So you learn to take, for example, I reached a very pivotal stage within the business. Within the first year, I reached my first 6 figures. But then I had to pivot, because then I got stuck within the 6 months at that amount. But then that's your way of knowing you have to pivot. Then I reached 2024. Now I reached 6 figures in South African standards within 3 months. And now I need to pivot. So you realize the pivots much quicker once you've got your 3 steps. And the 3 steps is your mastermind. Your reason why will always be at the top. I don't even count that, because that's just why you wake up, why you brush your teeth, why you breathe. But it has to be your mastermind. You have to know thyself. And the last thing, have your reason why stuck to your forehead, stuck to your everything. Because when you wake up in the morning, every single day is a brand new day. Nobody knows what you did the night before, whether you reached the goal, whether you didn't reach the goal. So every single new day is a fresh start, clean slate, brand new business, brand new day one. And that's how I live.
What? Wow. I don't even know what else to say, but wow right now. Wow. That is incredible. Did you believe that?
Did you get a chill when Natasha said there was myself talking to myself? I felt
yes. It was.
There's a chill that went up my
Oh my gosh, that was inspiring.
Wow. That is.
Because you get to that stage, it's either you're going to fail forward or you're going to go back to where you come from, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized that if I go back, I don't go back alone. I have to take a boy with me. And I don't know if I've got that kind of strength and that kind of courage. So you know what? I rather have the courage to fail forward.
Right.
And then
to
when
fail
I started,
forward?
I live by failing purposefully. And I encourage my son to fail, because I say to him, my babas, fail quickly. You get up, you dust off, and you go.
You blast
You
off.
fail
I love
again.
it.
You get up, you do it again. But every time you see where you fail a bit further than you failed the last time. So
Right.
Eventually you're going to fail in front of the goalpost. And the last time you fail in front of the goalpost, the next one is in. And that's it. That's all you need.
That's friggin' awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah.
That is.
They're lessons, right? They're
Oh
lessons.
my God. This should be put in the blueprint.
Yeah. Wow.
It should. You know, it might be with the legacy builder. I mean, it's interactive is growing. We're gonna start a movement here.
Yeah, that is beautiful.
But
100%.
But no, I mean, your son sounds very mature for his age and
Yes.
very caring for his age. And from, the nanoseconds you've spoken about him, and that's awesome, because that's a credit to you as well. And, it's not often you hear about people saying, you've got to fail. I'm not going to repeat what you said, because it is so valuable. And it's I equate it to, something similar. I put my dyslexic daughter and one of my nephews and my younger daughter through, because I'm a man of two daughters. That's why I've got no hair. You see. Anyway, I took them rock climbing. And of course, my dyslexic daughter turns up in high heels, everything. And I went, no, you should be in sneakers or trainers. And went, no, Dad. And then anyway, I chose these instructors because they were family orientated. It was a husband and wife. They were superb. And anyway, we did the rock climbing. My daughter with the dyslexia was very apprehensive at first, but you know what? She conquered it.
Wow.
She conquered it. It was what they call Tors, Torr in Devon. They're big rocks in Devon, southern England. They're only 100 feet or so, but it's great just to rock climb and things like that. So she did it. And to see her face afterwards, she was so happy. And she climbed that rock, and I knew it was the biggest challenge for her. And I said, I want you to remember this feeling. I want you to remember this feeling that whenever you're having a tough time, look what you just did. This is your learning. And she's like, yeah. And then my nephew, I said, when you're in the corporate world and you move up into your next position, into management or whatever, you're going to be apprehensive. You're going to be nervous. But remember how you conquered this rock. And I use that rock climbing purely as a lesson. He's now en route to become the youngest Commodore in the British Royal Navy.
Wow. Wow. Impressive.
So, yeah. Well, look.
Look at that. She's creating hearts.
So, but no, I think, I think what you're saying, it's powerful, and I think we forget so many things that are right in front of our face in this modern world, and it's friendships, that Jared and I have got. I mean, I love my brother.
Yeah. It brings you peace, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah.
Can you give us a peace sign, Natasha? It's just not happening. There's supposed to be balloons.
You actually like one. I'm obviously
No,
not
I feel like the balloons,
Oh, look at that.
It doesn't match my outfit.
Yeah. I like the hearts.
Yeah.
You see, you're a
And
fashionista. I'm not.
And you guys, back to your question, the last question is one of the greatest discoveries that I've learned, whether it is as a parent, whether it is as a business person or as a mentor to somebody. Once you hit a problem, it's not a problem. It's something to stop you, to reevaluate so that you can go to a higher level. And one thing I've realized is if you're not gonna see, if I didn't see it as what is that going to teach me to get to the next level, probably I would still be stuck in Ghana, or I would still be stuck in, let's say, Burkina Faso, for example, because that has been the journey to get to this point where you can say that, okay, I've got all of this years, let me compress it for somebody and cut them a check. You know what? Because this is what they want, right? They want all of that years of knowledge compressed so that they can get to where I am in 7 to 10 days, launch to profit. That's my. I became known in the industry, in the companies that I consulted with, as the 10-day mama. So
the 10-day mama.
I would literally do the groundwork off-site, plan, execute everything, and have a 10-day execution plan from the moment I land to the first meeting to the first 500,000 US coming in, right? All done. And then by the time I fly out, the team just goes in and then it's done.
Wow.
So then what I've learned to do was, and it's a coincidence that the programs are set up within launch to profit within 7 days. So then what I did was I took that actual thing, put in place my 10 mama magic, and literally I can launch to profit somebody within 4 days. Complete with branding, complete with image, complete with start end execution.
That is amazing.
Wow.
How did you learn to do that?
You see, when you connect to infinite intelligence with information that's not of what you can hear, see, taste, touch, and feel, and you rely on not just yourself, I tap into masterminds like Mother Teresa, people that are no longer, but they only exist in a certain plane. I don't know if it's relevant for here, but I hope I'm sure you guys will understand it in that way. And you go to a place and you come out and you have this knowledge and you've got this ability to just pierce. Like yesterday, I was sitting on the couch, a lady joined, and we went into her 7 to 10 day process. I looked at her, I said to her, you know what? This is your brand. You're going to be a housewife, a digital housewife.com. And this is your brand, and this is your brand. And she looked at me and she's like, oh my God, I love it, And
wow,
this is the kind of, and she's married. She wants to leave the country, this, that, and the other. So I'm so excited to work with her now for the next 7
I'm
to 10
excited
days.
too.
So yeah, it's really exciting.
So with the mastermind, I mean, obviously, Sir Richard Branson and people like that. I mean, how'd you go about that? If someone was listening now and they're going, okay, you keep mentioning mastermind, how'd you get involved in that? What's
my strategy?
Yeah.
So I don't believe in long stuff, like I say to you guys. So I took the two most important books with the highest strategies, which was Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. Then I took 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Those have been my Bibles for the last 8 years. And then what I did was I took the compressed versions. I like compressing everything because I want to be able to tell somebody, you do this, you do that, and you do this, because everybody is different. So let's say there's somebody on here right now that wants to make a shift, right? Whether it's business or just energy, it's definitely just have a clear place of where you want to be. Start with the end in mind, because if you start with the end in mind, because it's like $1 million, right? And then if you break down the $1 million in little projects, now the $1 million becomes 200,000, 200. If you break it down in little projects, then it becomes doable, because then you don't have the pressure of the million, but you just have the fun and the excitement of the journey of the 10K, 200K, or 100K.
Sorry, I had some technical issues with my headset.
No, I'm laughing. It's like,
yeah.
It's even I'm having aha moments. It's like, holy mackerel. It's making me think about a couple of things. I'm going to be very transparent, more transparent than I've ever been. All right.
Yeah.
I run a small construction, and I've got it down to one person, me now, because I used to have other people working for me. I hate saying working for me, with me. It's more accurately with me. And I got promised like masses of work for this summer. I think I was telling you, Jared, you remember when I was going through it all? I was told I got it. I was going to 66 decks times a lot of money. And I was excited. They promised me it was everything. And then all of a sudden, ghosted. I'm now panicking, thinking,
what am I going to do? Yeah.
What do I do? What do I do? So jobs I put back, I brought forward, but now I'm running out of them. And now I'm thinking, this is someone telling me I've got time now, focus, get on it, do it.
Yeah. Because that little snag that you see as a snag, I see as a massive hole of opportunity for you to go into the ball and dissect it. Because let me tell you, I faced a challenge. I was living in the US for about 6 months. One of my greatest challenges was I went into the subway, you know, the up, down, downtown thing.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And I didn't know. So I had two options, right? Either the easy way, which is find the NYPD and be pointed to the exit, or
It's a
navigate my way.
maze. It's a maze, isn't it?
100%.
Yes.
So yeah, and then what I decided to do was I decided to sit down, cross my legs in the middle of the platform, and then I looked at my 360. And I knew this is New York. Nobody's going to think I'm crazy. They won't
Right.
think it's normal. I sat down, crossed my legs, and I closed my eyes. And I thought of a compass, right? Meditated a couple of minutes. I opened my eyes and I led with intuition. And I got up. It said to me, walk this way, and then a little bit this way, and then a little bit this way. So what I've learned in that instance is all you need to do when you are faced with a ball is become quiet in the ball so that you can hear the voice within with the next direction, because everything you need to figure out that mess is right there. You just need to become quiet to listen to the compass.
I'm going to be listening to my compass.
What? Wow. Wow. I'm just seriously I'm astounded right now. That is such a profound statement. That is so profound. You're saying it's here. I just need to be quiet enough to hear the message.
Right.
Yes.
Wow.
Right.
And one thing I've learned, the goal that you have, whatever that may be, the house, the boat with the jetty leading to the whatever, that is a vision from God. He wouldn't have given you that vision if he knew you can't achieve it.
Amen to that. Amen to that.
Right? And one thing I've learned is he not only gives you this is why I always start with the end in mind. So if the vision is the boat with the jetty, make it your life's purpose to figure out where's the water, where's the jetty, who's got your contract to get you to the business, to get you the jetty and the boat.
I love it. I love it. Start with the end. I love that.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. So a question that I've had is, I mentioned before that Jeff Deutsch, a friend of mine, I can't remember, and I apologize if he's watching, can't remember the city he lives in Thailand, but he struggles finding a U.S. audience on TikTok. And so if you could give anybody advice who currently lives in Thailand or maybe somewhere that's not English speaking, how do you connect with an audience? What advice would you give him?
I'm very practical, and I'll say it like this. I take out the what if, because my customer is not just an English speaking. My customer has got a problem, a pain point, and I have the solution. So my customer is not the US, my customer is not Thailand, right? So if this individual is just wanting to impact a country, then go to the country and impact the country from the country. Right?
Okay.
But if you want to impact a life and change your life, you're going to be impacting from a place of knowing that you've got a solution to the pain point. And this is the thing that I've understood about the algorithm. I hope you guys are going to pick up what I'm dropping down. Over the last 2 years, I've traveled West, East Africa, including Dubai. The algorithms, if you are in any other country besides the US, it doesn't pick up any other algorithm. Any other country. If you are in a country like Thailand, your For You page will only kick out Thailand. Right?
Right.
But if you go live, that's when you've got the opportunity to impact a different country. Let's say you go live and this time, and this person comes into your thing. So the narrative of you just wanting to impact this thing, then go to that thing and impact it, right? Because let me give you an example. I lived in the US for 6 months. 90% of my customer was from South Africa. In the entire 6 months, I had 2 people sign up from the US, 3 people.
Wow.
Interesting.
Now, my question then becomes is, do the people in America not have problems? Oh, of course they do. But now it comes with my people, my message.
Your ideal customer and who you're reaching.
Correct. Correct. And just to give you, I love the fact that you brought up Thailand and who my perfect customer is. I was living in America. I was picked up in New Zealand by a South African lady living in New Zealand.
That's so crazy.
Right.
I love this.
Exactly. And now I'm in Thailand. I have been picked up by a guy from Guinea Conakry, and he's living in Thailand.
Okay.
My solution attracts the perfect customer, and the pain point that I appeal to. I'm like, are you a person that is from this, having this, going through this? Well, this is who I am, and this is what I've been facing, and this is my solution. So you could be from
wherever,
Timbuktu.
Yeah.
And I've got your solution for as long as you've got social media.
Poor Timbuktu. It's always in the poorest examples.
Poorest examples, and it's got the most gold.
I know.
I think that's so true as a solution, though. I mean,
Timbuktu or
Timbuktu. It's even in the old 1930s movies, black and white movies. Timbuktu.
I know.
And Tarzan movies, I believe, as well. But
Right.
anyway, really going off squirrel here. But no, I mean, absolutely spot on with the solution. I think, we can get, again, too focused on, I need to get in the American market, I need to do this. I mean, South Africa, as you know, it's been a market that's just been, it's going fantastic. I mean, it's on fire, right? And there's going to be other markets in Europe that's going to be the same. We get some ladies from Scotland on our lives. We get people from Portugal, Spain. And, we're starting to grow in that area as well. And it's, are we pushing ourselves out? Jared and Nick going, let's go to Spain. No, we're trying to provide a service which hopefully will help people along the way. And
reach everyone. Yeah. I love that it's international because I want to provide solutions for anybody, regardless whether they live in Canada or Timbuktu or I'm kidding. Or and I love, because I lived in Germany for a couple of years, Natasha, and I'd love to reach or connect with somebody in Germany. I'd love that, and I'm going off script a little, or not really script, but we're digressing a little bit because I wanted to connect with this guy too. That's kind of our goal, is we want to be able to grow enough where he and I connect, and we go to the UK together, and maybe go to Europe, and have some fun.
We'll do Europe. We'll do Europe. We'll do a tour.
Right, but yes, I love the international aspect of it. My friend Jeff, I guess one of his concerns is and maybe this is a limiting belief, as Michelle often, how she says it, is that he's of the opinion that people in Thailand, that they can't afford it. And so that that may be, and I haven't lived there, so I can't vouch for it, and I can't say that's true or not true. But so that's his concern with trying to reach people in Thailand, and then he can't speak the language, so that's why he's trying to reach people in the U.S. So his message that he needs to hear, he's not in tune yet, is what you're saying, because if he's in Thailand for a reason, then there's a better connection somewhere there, right?
And back to the limiting belief, I don't mean to sound facetious in any way, but I don't even think it's about the limiting belief. I think it's about the connection that Jeff has towards his product and the money.
Okay.
So if I am going to be fixated as just focused on getting an income to be able to pay for my flight to go to Spain, blah, blah, I'm missing the boat here. It's about taking this lady that signed up yesterday. She works in the insurance industry in South Africa. She's married. Her dream is to come to Thailand. Now, I'm launching the next phase of my business. I'm in the anniversary month. I'm on retreat at the moment. Last year I was in Dubai. This year I'm in Thailand. So I'm officially launching a retreat. So at the end of this year, the 10K business owners will come on retreat. It's all about the connection. When Michelle says connection equals currency, she's not lying.
She's not.
And my thing is, if you want to be a person that's worried about your bottom line, this is the fact. Nobody's gonna want to spend time with you because you're worried about your bottom line and not their bottom line. So I'm invested in her bottom line to make sure she makes 10K to come on my retreat. And guess what? Automatically, my bottom line is taken care of. I don't have a one-time customer. I have a friendship for life. I've got a person that's in my mastermind that once it's monetized, she won't mind spending $1,000 in my mastermind because I've helped her. She knows that if she's going to spend that 1,000, she's going to make 30, 40,000.
There's going to be a return, right? There'll be a return,
right?
Yeah,
interesting. It's like exactly as Michelle says. If you could say to people, give me 900 and I'll show you 6 figures in 6 months, and you could guarantee it, they would find the 900 no matter what.
No matter what. Yeah.
And that's so spot on. So spot on.
100%.
Yeah.
And I always say to people, your gift is something that you spend very little time and energy on using. And that is the monetization. So my monetization has been taking the 10-day strategic plan going into Africa, making a company 500,000. My monetization has come from taking a starter person and launching them to profit within 7 days, and then taking that extrovert, letting them go live on TikTok, and within a week they upgrade to the $900 product. That is my success. That is my strength, right? So a lot of the times we don't always need to go out looking for a new customer. You just take the one you have, nourish them, let them reach their bottom line.
Nourish them. That is awesome. Look at that. There we go. I forgot that one.
What happens when you do
that? There's a little bubble that pops up.
Yeah. And while
there we go. I'm sorry.
No problem. And while you're nourishing them, you're campaigning. And your campaigning will automatically attract. So while you're doing that 7 to 10 days, every single day there's leads coming, and there's people seeing how you letting yourself help this person with the things that because let me share with you guys this, my journey. I started with the $300 digital product. How I've mastered the craft of launch to profit within 30 days is, in the first 30 days, I only sold $100 a day, even though I had a $300 product, right? With two incomes. And then what I did was, I just want to share with you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to see this.
I've got this entire week, right? So I would note down what I did, what I didn't do, what did I fail at, and sorry for my French, get the fuck better, right? Every single day for 30 days.
Comment allez-vous?
Right? And one thing that I realized was in that 30 days when I went back was a formula. And what I've taken is that formula and I've compressed it. And now I can teach some. And I always share this, whether you're getting started at the $100 digital product or the $900.
Mm-hmm. It's the same formula?
It's the same formula.